Welcome to Kidmissing TV. I'm your host, Angelina Wilson. Today I will be holding the microphone a little further away. I almost said microwave. Because I'm told I had a little bit of feedback on the last episode. Speaking of the last episode, I was mentioned in Jim Hoffman's book, the 3rd edition, about The Boy in the Box. I don't know if you can read it, but it basically says he was on my show. Angelina Wilson did 2 Blog Talk radio shows, and the other host, Shalea Bradley Smith, did 1. They were in 2013 and 14. He did not recall the date of the Shalea show. I also hosted that. She asked me to, because I knew the case. And she hasn't talked to me since. Oh well. So I was very flattered and honored to see that, to be mentioned that way. Anyway, as I promised, today we're in Maine. I know it probably looks backwards to you, but it says Maine. To talk about Ashley Ouellette and Judith Hand. Ashley is missing from Saco, Maine. She went missing on February 9th, 1999. She was a sophomore in high school. Ashley was sleeping over at a friend's house. She called her parents to say goodnight. It was the last time they would talk to her. At 4 a.m., a motorist on Pines Road saw a body on the road. He slowed and stopped. He called 911. The body is still warm. There is blood around the mouth. The body is black and blue. The body is 15-year-old Ashley Ouellette. Oh, she didn't go missing. She was murdered. Sorry. She had left the house, her friend's house, when other friends, the Sanborn brothers, came over. Now, it's believed that they may have had something to do with her case. It's also believed a missing boy knew something about her case, and maybe missing because he knew something about her case. But we'll get into him in a minute. They got forensics from Sanborn's van. So you'd think it'd be a slam dunk, as they said, but it wasn't. And they didn't have a confession. The Ouellettes did file a wrongful death suit against the Sanborn family. They claimed they had a reasonable responsibility to protect Ashley from injury. They're not saying they believe they killed her, because they really can't say that. So they're saying since they were older and they took her out of the home where she was safe with her girlfriend, that they should have taken reasonable care. I don't know enough about the law to know if that applies to people. I think it does because she's a minor. Daniel Sanborn has since been no stranger to police. He has been in and out of prison and jail for charges ranging from drugs, theft, and even weapons. But he has been able to carry on with his life. The parents would really like injuries. They also tried to say that Ashley had been kicked out of her home. Now, a boy, Tony Torres, disappeared not long after, and his father, Narcisco, believes that his son disappeared because he knew what truly happened to Ashley Ouellette. Sorry, I need to move it down. So he believes that his son was the victim of foul play. He says, I think Tony knew them through other people. Tony may have been aware of crimes these people committed, possibly included the unsolved murder of a Maine teenager earlier in the year. Yeah, it seems kind of weird that he disappeared, knew the same people, disappeared within a year, you know. That says to me that he did indeed know something and they wanted to shut him up permanently. Tony's nickname was Angel, and if you have information about either case, really call the State Police tip line at 207-620-8009. That's 207-620-8009. Okay. The next case is Judith Hand. Judith disappeared from an area I'm familiar with. She disappeared from Farmington. She still has not been found. Oh, wait a minute. No, she was murdered also. Sheepers. I should have read my notes. September 10th, 1971 in Farmington. Farmington is a very small town. Somebody had to know something, because I can guarantee you everybody in Farmington knows everybody else. It's not a big town, folks. It's actually where my grandmother died in the nursing home. It's a small town. Most of the towns in that area are small, rural farming towns. That's what they did up there in middle Maine. And that's where it is, kind of in the middle of Maine. I don't have a map to show you. Whereas Saco is what they call down east. What we talked about in the first case is down east. It's in the southern part of the state. September 10th, 1971. Judith came home from Mount Blue Junior High School. She was 15 years old. She went back out walking. Now, just so you know, Mount Blue is actually a regional school, so it has several towns. A lot of schools in Maine are regional. She had blonde hair, hazel eyes, she was very petite. She was walking to a babysitting job, where she hoped to earn a little money to give her parents, who were struggling financially at the time. Her father was a house painter and had been very sick, so he hadn't been able to work. It was a large family, Pike said. This was the police officer. I know certainly her brothers. She had never been in any type of trouble. I probably had seen her with her brothers and knew her father and mother. That was the police officer. Her mother told the media that Judith was the shyest of all of her children. Police believe she was taken in broad daylight less than a mile from her home. She never arrived at the babysitting job, which was at the home of a relative. And the disappearance really got the attention of the public, because it was 1971, and certainly in Maine you didn't hear about that. You know, that's just weird. Her family, though poor, offered a large reward. Remember, her family didn't have anything. Today, the property houses the University of Maine at Farmington's Health and Fitness Center, affectionately referred to as the Beaver Dome. That was on High Street where her body was found. Back then it was a family-owned sawmill, so she was found at a sawmill at the time. That wasn't unusual back then, because again, farming, lumber, Those were the industries in Maine. Particularly that section of Maine, you know, the middle part of Maine. What happened was she was found in a pile of sawdust in a corner. And it had been there some time. The sawdust was wet. And because she was buried in sawdust, it accelerated the decomposition. Judith's brother is one of many who supports the funding of a dedicated cold case unit. It is not just her out there. It's a lot of other people too. And it is. I've worked with Kimberly Morrow's family tirelessly to try and get the cold case unit. They dangle a carrot, then they rip it away. And they dangle a carrot, and they rip it away. And it's not fair to these families. It's not fair to the victims. And it needs to stop. The governor needs to open that cold case unit once and for all. Now, if you have any information about Judith's case, you can call, if you are in the state of Maine, the state police at 207-624-7143. 207-624-7143. If you are out of state, you can call the same phone number, 207-624-7143. 207-624-7143. I wonder why they put it twice. I can tell you they're very sweet up there. In these cases, these unsolved murders are very unusual in the grand old state of Maine. There haven't been that many overall, and very few missing persons. I've highlighted them in some of my other shows. As a matter of fact, I did a whole show on just cases out of Maine. I will link it in the little card at the top of the screen. I want to thank you for joining me today. I know it was a bit of a short one, only 12 minutes, but sometimes that's the way it goes. I want to let you know next week, next Tuesday, May 18th. Is that next Tuesday? No, that's a week from Tuesday. I'm sorry. Will be Deep Dark Truth Podcast, The Boy in the Box. Again, I'll link it in the social media. I'll have it all over the place. Don't you worry. You'll find it. I actually have 2 Twitter pages. You can find my personal Twitter page under my Kidmissing Twitter page. And I always, everything I tweet on the Kidmissing page, I retweet on my personal page. So if you click on the retweets, you'll find it. So it will be there. It will be on the Kidmissing page. It'll be on Kidmissing's Instagram and Kidmissing's Facebook. So I cannot wait for that to come out. Thank you all who support what I do. I couldn't believe the number of views I already got on Tuesday's video. It blew my mind. In 24 hours I had 73 views. I'm going, holy cripers! So thank you so much for that. Please click that subscribe button. It doesn't cost a thing. You can personalize now I know what that does, your notifications, so you don't get a ton. You only get notified on certain kinds of videos, the kinds of videos you watch, I assume, on the site. But I can't thank you enough for watching my videos, for following me, and I need to put this down. You're awesome, and I want to thank my friend Dawn for letting me know about the feedback. I do use the microphone because I don't talk very loudly, so it makes it easier. And that's why I was glad this camera accepted a microphone. So, God bless you. I will see you Tuesday with, I can't see it from here. I hate that I can't see my calendar from here. Anyway, have a great night. Mask up, MA. And remember, get that shot as soon as you can. God bless.